More potent than anything you could hope harness. Covered, see the shape of it, sweet as cloaked harmless. The nature of the beast is to hunt for fresh meat. Preying on the freaks, trap cheeks and bed sheets. Sweat me if you want, do your best, impress me. That was just a front bag of tricks.
Welcome to Locker Room Talk. I'm your boy, Afghan Raven, and with me, like always, is my boy,
Factually Black.
And today, we're going to get into some really good issues. With that, I'm going to let my boy, Factually Black, take it away.
Yes. Well, we've been doing some research here over in Locker Room Talk, and we found some things that are worth talking about. Now, we all know of the company Google.
Yes,
we've all heard of Ancestry DNA.
Yeah.
And we've all heard of Samsung, the phone company.
Yeah.
What if I told you that between these three companies, they have every single bit of information about you?
Ooh, I'd say that's very interesting.
Yes, interesting indeed. Now, from what I've read here, Ancestry DNA has announced, well, this happened in 2015.
Okay.
They announced a partnership with Google-owned company Biotech Calico. Okay, Now they announced this partnership under the rules of working to research biological drivers for longevity. So basically what that means is they wanted to research into genes, what makes certain people live longer than others, and try to form that into some sort of pill and give it to people to extend their lives. Now, if this is a Google-owned company and they could data mine your DNA, you combine that with the fact that most of your cell phones, like for instance the new Galaxy S8, comes with a retinal scanner and facial recognition and a fingerprint scanner, all under the rules of security, ease of access, protect your device. You basically are paying to give away all of your information. They now have access to your eyeball scan, your face scan, your fingerprint, and your DNA. One company can link all of this together, and that's Google. And I think that's a little bit concerning.
Oh.
Because when you put all of these things together, they could actually really get anybody they want and know anything about you. I read recently there's a way to check when you go into your Google account. But Google uses this microphone even when you don't put it on there. And it records certain things that you say. And it keeps a log of it in your phone. This is how sometimes you'll look for stuff and you'll see certain ads and it'll be like, how you know I was looking for stuff like that? It may have heard you say it, not even seen you type it. It may have heard you say it. So once again, as we've always said before, guard your freedom. Now, I don't know how you're supposed to do that nowadays because it seems as if technology is a must and you're basically forced to go to become part of this matrix here, to be plugged in because this is the way that the world works. But it's still very concerning.
I mean, concerning is, that's a very, very, very important word you just said right there.
But if you think about it, Google's the same company that was trying to alter the search results for when you typed in Hillary Clinton. Right? Right. So I'm saying if this place has an agenda, what's to say that it would say them? It would be them. But what's to say that once people who are against their agenda, they have all your information?
Yeah.
Imagine what type of havoc they could start wrecking on your life, should they so choose.
Not only that, just think about the bill that was just signed off and passed by the House and Congress, how, your internet providers can now sell your information of your,
Mm.
of what you've been looking at on your internet at your house.
Yep.
So, I
Yep.
mean, now just think about that. I mean, mind you, Google's been doing that for years, you
Right.
know. Now along with Ancestry.com and especially Samsung, I mean, now think about how much information they have on you. I mean,
It's mind-boggling. A iris scanner.
yeah.
The S8 has an iris scanner and facial recognition, so you don't even have to type in your code. You could just hold the phone in front of you, and it'll turn on. And your thumbprint. This is a. I mean, suppose they wanted to set you up to get you taken out, get you out the game, or whatever. And I'm not. I don't want to sound like a heretic or I'm paranoid here, but I'm just looking at possibilities of what can be done with this vast amount of information. If they have a digital imprint of your thumb or whatever, I think you could put in about three different fingers for the scanner. They have an imprint of your iris. They have your DNA. They have your face recognition. You could put that anywhere and frame anybody. If somebody's in their way, they could get you out of their way and make it look nice and clean. They have all of this information. So I don't think I think the real question might be really how do we operate within the system because it really seems like there's no direct way out of it short of forming your own colony somewhere out in the sticks
I
and
mean,
everything. I'm not trying to go that far. But it's just things to think about. With all of this information, especially if you look at, they said some ancestry DNA has shared some information with the police. Now, I'm sure you don't want to just go volunteering your DNA to be put into broad pools.
no, of course not. I don't think.
Who would
I,
want to do that?
well, one, I think it's people. I mean, I think that whole ancestry DNA thing really started because people got interested to find out. One, I think the government in general got people interested to know where they're from, you know, and people don't realize because they don't really read what they sign.
Right,
You know what I mean? Saying that they're allowed to share this information with third parties.
right,
So that's how that all got started, and the third parties being the federal government, or state government, or local government, whoever it is,
right,
who may ask for it. As far as like how do you operate within these lines of, with all this technology and data, with technology and data being shared, it's really trying to like live off the grid without like living completely off the grid. It's like, you know, uh, it sounds weird, but not living with all the most up to date technology. Keeping a limited, internet, footprint. When it comes to, monetary stuff, it's like not keeping money within, you know, a bank account because again, that's like electronic transactions, and if you're just keeping your money electronically, is the money really there?
right,
You
right.
know,
It's virtual.
exactly.
Yeah,
Compared
virtual
to
dollars.
having, you know, physical currency or gold or silver or bitcoins or whatever it is. It's trying to make whatever you have more physical.
Right,
Um, when it's coming to phones, it's not having these, hyper super phones that, can do facial recognition or fingerprint. It's, going back to the days of flip phones like Motorola, you know, Razors or freaking, you know, what was the big phone before that?
the no the Nokia,
Yeah,
the Nokia. That's a classic one forever.
you know, it's going back to simpler phones that didn't require that stuff, that were harder to do, you know, and maybe using public Wi-Fi, using stuff like that where it's harder to trace back to certain phones, harder to trace back to certain individuals. You know, that's like living within, like living off the grid, but still being on the grid.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Right. Yeah, you're right. That makes a lot of sense because it's definitely could be fathomed.
Yeah,
This being used for purposes beyond what they are saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because everything great starts. Everything sinister starts with the rules of it being great and for your benefit. You know, most of these things, like I said with this one, they're they're saying that they're doing this so that they could increase longevity, and that might be part of it. But there's always a subdivision that's using information for other ways.
I mean, it's longevity for who? You think for the common person? You think for the blue collar worker?
No, for Hillary
No.
Clinton.
You know, it's
They're
for
gonna keep
these.
her alive.
Exactly. It's for these freaking elitists at the end of the day.
Yeah,
It's
they're
for
gonna
these
keep Hillary
millionaire
alive.
billionaires who they want to keep alive. It's not for the common person like me,
No.
you, or anybody listening to this podcast. It's for the freaking extremely rich and wealthy people so that they can enjoy their wealth more. You know, it's for these elitists who are running countries and running, you know, local freaking governments. And that's who it's for. It's not going to benefit anybody else but them.
That's
You
true.
know, we're doing this so that we can increase longevity of life. Fuck yeah. Yeah, okay. Because they really want, you know, the guy sitting in the basement making podcasts, you know, red pilling people. Yeah, they really want him to stay alive. No. They don't want the sheep to stay alive. Come on, let's be
Never,
serious. They want
never.
these freaking, you know, political wolves to stay alive. That's what they
Right.
want to stay alive. Let's be serious. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. Is these political wolves staying alive. To spend their money, you know, to have control and dominance over people, and that's what it really is about. So fuck them, you know, finding out this pill. And all these people doing this ancestry shit to fucking help them out, you're fucking retarded.
Right.
Fucking retards.
Right. That's another thing people need to start doing is reading those long paragraphs that they put up, and then that's right before the box that says click yes to agree. Read it. See exactly what you're clicking yes to, because for all you know, you could really be clicking away all your information and just giving them the okay to do all types of things that you may not have expected. So it's important to read. I think it's so important to really read things nowadays that I really think people should operate as if every day was April Fool's. Yeah, when you
Oh
get a
yeah.
text on, when you get a text on April Fool's and it's a story about something, you're looking at it like,
This
let
is
me see what this is. You'll check the punctuation on that text message. It's like, yeah, he tried to trick me. That's the way you have to be nowadays. You have to really read into everything and make sure that it is what it is before you just go, okaying it. So every day should be April Fool's if you're trying to stay ahead of the curve around here now.
Oh yeah. Reminds me of that episode of South Park where where was it? Where I think it was Kyle wasn't reading the terms and conditions for the Apple products, and he signs himself away to be to Apple, and they make him into the human centipede.
Really? I never saw that one.
That episode's hilarious. And it won't read.
I gotta check that one out.
It's just sign right here, and we'll let you escape. And he's not reading it.
Yeah.
It's God damn it, it won't read.
That's what it is. It's true. South Park is good for some social commentary, at least, putting their twist on it.
Yeah.
It's always been like that.
It's just sad. Again, and it goes back to this people just ignoring the truth and not wanting to know the truth. I think is what it comes down to.
That's true. It's a lot easier to just ignore it. Or it's a lot easier to just be like, oh, well, throw your hands up. There's nothing you could do about it. There's always something you could do.
Mm.
Just to make sure that you and your family is in a good position. Because I honestly just do not feel comfortable with that level of information being in somebody else's hands. Especially if doing things like we're doing. You leave yourself open for stuff. You seeing what's going on with Alex Jones,
Mm-hmm.
and
The whole talking about the whole case of the child
custody,
battle, right?
right, with his wife and everything. Now I'm convinced Alex Jones is being very diplomatic with that because he keeps mentioning, oh, she went away for treatment, and I'm like, in my head, she probably went away for like either abusing pills or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he won't badmouth her. But meanwhile, she's trying to make the man accept like weekends or a Sunday, but from this time to this time.
Yeah.
And everything. And it's just it's really madness what happens to men and their children. It's almost as if we really don't have a right to the children that we created, but we have a right to take care of them, and that's it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have the right
Yeah.
to pay for them, but not the right to see them or have them.
Right. Like you pay for them full time for the whole month to month,
To see
every
them once
month.
a weekend.
Right, once a weekend. And she was trying to get supervised visits. Imagine that.
Yeah. Because she tried to pull the whole, oh, look at him in this video that he did, and like his lawyer was like, it's a character. He plays on a TV show.
Right, it's his persona. That's what he does. There's still an entertainment factor to everything he's doing. You have to make it interesting. Now everyone needs to sit there like Tom Brokaw and just say the facts out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, my name is Tom Brokaw.
right.
I'm
Give me
super
some
boring
flair.
and I put people to sleep.
Right?
Like,
Tom Brokaw, aka Ambien. Tom Chamomile Tea Brokaw. Like, come on. But
They call me Tom Lavender Brokaw.
lavender scents, right? Oh man. Yeah, no, it's messed up things that man I have family members that going through.
He's playing the high ground. He's not like, yeah, you're a drug addict, like your
Right.
ass went away
He's
from
not-
fucking abusing pills, but I'm gonna let
Exactly.
you have custody of my kids. Like, yeah.
And the weird part is that if a woman goes away for abusing pills or something, the second she comes back, they are ready to give her children back. Like, here's your kids.
I know, like, how crazy is that? Like, bitch, you went away for abusing drugs. Like, what makes you think that you want to abuse my kids?
Right. But if they're ready to take the kids away from you for anything. Like, oh no, look what he's doing on a video. On a video. You're not even presenting stuff that goes on in the house. You're talking about him on a video.
Look, he took his kids to Disney yesterday, but look at this video. He's holding an AK-47. Like, what?
It's a video.
It's a video. Like, it's my alter
It's a
ego.
video. But first off, how long she been married to this man? She knew who he was when she married him. So you can't marry. That's just like when I see these women go and they go get a thug off the block and then they get pregnant by him and then they don't understand why he's not around to be a father. He's a thug. He runs the streets. This is what he does.
This is what he does.
This is what he does. He does it. He met you doing that. Made no inclination of him changing. What do you expect? It can't now become a problem.
No, because she's like, I thought I could change him.
Right.
No.
That's
What
that's
came
like
any indication of that?
That's like meeting someone that's my height. I'm 5'9". And then 5 years down the line, like, well, I thought he'd be 6 feet by now.
Like what?
Like, nah, I'm 5'9". That's where it's at right here. You know?
Did you marry a teenager? Like when he was like 14?
He's
Like
still
you
he's
do know
still
people
grown.
stop growing. Like fuck.
Oh, it's really ridiculous. It's
Oh my
unbelievable.
god. I don't get it sometimes.
Oh,
Like fucking like oh my god.
no, they really it's everything is set up to really screw men over,
No, it
and
does.
it's at the point now where it seems if you even mention something about men that you feel is wrong, they got a word for it and they call it mansplaining or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, you're mansplaining. Stop mansplaining. Like shut up, stupid.
That
Like
that that
mansplaining.
term seems like the most bigoted, put
That's a
down, derogatory.
derogatory term right
Yeah,
there.
that's the word I needed.
That's a real
Derogatory term.
derogatory term.
Yeah, mansplaining. Like you took something masculine and you just feminized it, and you understand what I'm saying? Like that, just
Yeah.
that word is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's
Like,
it's just another way to silence you because they want their dominance and they don't want to hear anything about it, especially if you're exposing the truth about.
yeah, exactly. Like, let's talk about truth. You want to talk about? Let's talk about women's splaining. Why don't we talk about how unfit mothers are always winning in court battles inside courtrooms, whether it's with children, whether it's with freaking alimony, child support, anything like that. How women are always the ones who get the stuff,
Right,
regardless if the woman's doing better than the man in a
right,
relationship. So let's
right,
let's talk about how women dominate courtroom battles because you know they're deemed to be feminine and they're deemed to be helpless and all this shit. So that's your woman splaining right there. You know the man's always deemed wrong in any kind of court case against a woman. A man is always deemed wrong. Is always is deemed or more aggressive. He's always
right.
deemed the aggressor in any kind of situation. All a woman has to do is open her mouth and say anything, and she's automatically believed if
Yes, it
if
is.
if the man's an aggressor.
That's true. That's true. And the weirdest part about it too is if you look case for case and crime by crime, women get less time for the exact same crimes.
Mm-hmm.
You could look at something as simple as a teacher sleeping with a student. Now, if a female teacher does it, she'll get a couple months. But let that man sleep with that daughter. Oh man, it's over. It's over for him.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So he'll get years. His reputation is ruined, and that's the end of it. I mean, well, it should be. I get that, but if a woman does it, it's totally different. I was reading a incident on a paper where this teacher did it twice. Like, how do you get the opportunity to sleep with a second student after you was found out about the first one?
What are you talking about? You talking about um the case where she wound up marrying the student, the fraternal case, I
Was that
think.
it? I don't think so.
Mario Letourneau.
I read this one a while, well, like last week
Like,
sometimes,
look at
and
her. Like, yo, she slept with the same student twice and then got out and married him. Like, yo, for
mm,
real?
mm. Now, where's the statutory rape involved in that?
Like, she slept with him twice, went to jail the first time, got out, slept with him again, went back to jail, got
Hmm.
out, and then gets out and marries him. Like, yo, like, imagine if that shit was a guy.
Yeah, forget it.
You know what
And
I mean?
it's like we take the blame for everything. Like whenever it comes to something bad, the worst are always men. And women have operated under that for a long time. Because I know plenty. Even I can remember myself when I was a young man, older woman, and my like some of my earliest sexual experiences were with older women. Like people that could have been my aunt's age. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just as predatory as some of
Yeah.
these men are. And it happens. You could look at an episode of Maury, and they'll have some things on there sometimes They'll say, "Oh, she met him when there was one. She met this guy when he was 16, but he lied about his age." I really wish that worked for us, wouldn't it? You
Yeah, I know,
know,
right?
because you're supposed to, even if that person has a fake ID, she could look like she's fully grown. If you don't find out for sure,
You go to
it's like
jail.
you have to ask for a birth certificate or something.
Exactly.
And then you're labeled as something that you're not.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now for those dudes that do sleep with young girls doing stuff like that, well, you get what you get. What's coming to you is what's coming to you. That's fine with me. But if a dude is deceived, there's no recourse. But if a woman's deceived, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's really weird the way everything is set up, and it's continuously getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
And when men like us say something about it, when men like us say that we're getting railroaded by the system at certain places, we're mansplaining.
Yeah. When you point out injustices towards man, you're mansplaining. Oh, stop mansplaining. No, it's the truth. It's the
Right.
truth in the system. When a woman can just turn around and say whatever she wants to and she's believed and the man's automatically guilty, we're mansplaining? No, it's the fucking truth of the matter. When a woman is believed over a man, we're mansplaining. When a woman can do the same thing as a man and either one, it's not, they're not batting an eye.
Right.
Society in general does not bat an eye, but the man is frowned upon. We're mansplaining? No. It's showing a complete lack of fucking integrity.
Right.
It shows that, things are not equal. Because
Right.
at all. So it's kind of like how do you sit there and say that, things are equal or things are getting better or like, oh, men have it better. No, we don't. We don't have shit better.
We don't. We don't. We don't have nearly the privilege that they have. It's night and day.
Exactly.
It literally is night and day. Even just to get a job, is different for men.
Mm-hmm.
And they make it seem like oh, men are just doing so much better. I mean, most of these companies that are run by men would love to have some women around there before they would love to have more men around there. So if there's a woman that's halfway qualified, she got to edge in if she look good.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're gonna have to look. I gotta come here every day. I want to at least look at something that's nice, And that also covers a multitude of performance sins. I mean, I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. The funny part is when it runs out, when they mess up to the point that the cute looks can't stop them, can't save them anymore.
Yeah.
And there's no turning back. Oh man, the looks on their faces when the world comes crashing down. Like, oh, but I shed tears, and I still have to get punished. Like, yep. Eventually, it runs out. Oh boy.
Eventually, somebody younger comes along, and you're out of a job.
Right. But I'll tell you another thing I wanted to get into, especially when it comes to dealing with older people sleeping with younger folks. There's one group of people that seems to be so exempt from real hard-nosed scrutiny. And that's these pastors in these churches. I constantly read articles about pastors sleeping with male, female, you name it, all age groups, but especially the young ones. I remember there was on my old block I used to live on. There was a church that was on upstairs in the building, and this church was also a daycare and then they would have church on the weekends and everything else. There was one pastor I used to see him come in and out. He all Mr. Hi, hello, speak to the community type person. Seemed all right, but he always just looked a little off. He was tall. He had a bald head. Some thin, wiry glasses. I can remember his face like nothing because I remember seeing him in the street, Then I remember seeing him on TV for molesting 3 girls in in the place.
God damn.
The funny thing is, you see this go on, you see this go on all the time. Yet these people are still, supported. And I just don't understand. Like you could have these, they could have all of these scandals go on, and nobody bats an eye afterwards. They could still come out of jail and have their congregation claim that they were saved, claim, they have some new clarity, and then it could just start it all over again. So it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling to me that nobody holds these
Oh
people,
my god.
especially if you're a pastor.
Well, I mean, you have to look at the whole thing. I mean, churches in general. I mean, they brainwash people. Let's be serious. They brainwash people to begin with. So I mean, especially like a lot of these churches, like these Seventh-day Adventist churches, these fucking, Christian churches. I mean, even a lot of these Judeo churches,
Right.
they brainwash people in general. So like when it happens, these people have been so ingrained into these people's communities, and they've been brainwashed that they don't believe it can happen to these people. These pastors and these I don't know what do they call it, these rabbis and stuff like that. So that when it does happen to them, they look at it as a fault in the system. That it's a system fault.
Ah, I see.
So even if they do admit to it, they pull it off like, oh, I had to say I was guilty so I would get less time and stuff like that. And they play these word games with these communities. So when they get out, they can still have a following because these people believe truly in their heart that I know this person really wouldn't do this and all that shit. And,
Right,
and that's what
right.
it is. It's because they feel deep down inside that this person would not do that. And that's what it is
Mm,
at the end of the day. And
wow,
yeah.
that's a good explanation. That makes a lot of sense. It's the funny part is to me it seems that you should be if you're claiming that you've been called by God, that God has given you a calling to go and do this certain sort of work. That's a pretty big claim.
Mm-hmm.
Now, your actions have to be synonymous with that claim. You can't be so far off with your morality that you're doing stuff that most regular folks won't even do. You understand what I mean?
No, yeah, I totally get that.
It's weird, especially like you could look at someone like Martin Luther King, who during his wiretaps was had such a penchant for fucking white women that he was threatened by what was his name? Edgar Hoover, who was the CIA guy, right? Yeah, J.
Yeah.
Edgar Hoover at the time talking about, oh, I'm gonna have to show some of these tapes to Coretta. And Martin said that this is how he relieves stress. You're a pastor. You're supposed to be called by God. You understand what I mean? And this is the person that they built a monument for. I mean, this guy was a plagiarist. He lied about like half of his stuff, but they just boiled his life down to one speech. You know what I mean? And just forgot about everything else. And it's the same thing like what you just said. These people just rely on these people for one certain thing. They see them one way, and no matter what else happens,
Mm-hmm.
their mind won't absorb it. And that's a scary way to live.
I mean, the Democrats do it every day.
This is true.
It
This is true.
happens every day in our society. People do this all the time. People do this with everything. People do it with the Kardashians. People do it with fucking celebrities in general, rappers, fucking. I mean, musical artists in general. People do this every day in our society. People find one thing to latch on to, and this is what they know those people for. I mean, these people can become drug addicts, die of overdoses, be found in cars with prostitutes, be found in cars with prostitutes, transsexuals. People can commit murders. You can do whatever they want to, but At the end of the day, people latch onto these one ideas of what these people are. He was a good person. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Michael Jackson paid off so many little boys.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? He's the king of pop. He was the greatest performer ever. The dude molested little boys.
Right. Right. You got videotapes of R. Kelly actually pissing on some little girl, and you also have him saying that he was dating Aaliyah when she was 15. That's fine. But everyone still plays "Step in the Name of Love" at any black wedding. You go to a black wedding, you will hear "Step in the Name of Love." Yes, you will.
You see what I'm saying, man? It's like people hold on to these little things, and regardless of what some people do, people don't care. Like freaking Michael Jackson dies, and all these people are out there. I'm like, you people realize he molested little boys in the booty.
Right.
Like he ruined Macaulay Culkin. Like, like you people realize that, right?
Yeah, you look at him now. Something ain't right. You know, he never got over that. Never got over that. Macaulay Culkin's like Ray Donovan's brother. You ever watch Ray Donovan?
Yeah.
Remember his brother, the one who had the drinking problem and all those issues.
Yeah.
But he got touched by the
priest.
The priest. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
With all that stuff. I mean, but it will affect you into your adulthood. I can only imagine.
Exactly.
You know that's nothing easy to get over, especially when you're young and confused. Jeez.
And now we explain Macaulay Culkin. You see what I'm saying? But like, and that's what I'm saying. But like, you see it every day. This shit happens every day. People like cling on to like these celebrities, regardless of what the fuck they do. You have these people who will back them 100%, and it's the same ideology with like these preachers or these politicians. Regardless of what they'll do, they'll have these fucking people who will stick to them like leeches, regardless of what they do. And you know, it's always gonna be like that.
That's true.
Always be
That's
like
true.
That.
That's true, because I mean the masses must be led, right?
Yeah, sheep got to be led.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. It's like you can't expect much more than that. Oh, you're the fool, right?
Exactly. Let's be serious, bro. God.
This is true.
Who else is gonna lead these sheep?
Get your staff ready. Get your sheepdog ready. Get your shears ready. We're gonna make some coats. You definitely have enough. So.
Oh my god! I mean, these fucking people though, I just don't get them sometimes. Like you show them facts, you show them videos of like Michael Jackson raping a little boy, and they'd be like, "No, still greatest pop singer alive." Like what? He raped a little boy. Like look at him. He's playing up the boy's booty hole. Like
people. Evidence is subjective.
Just like, I don't know, from that angle, just looks like they're playing cowboy and Indians. I swear. Like what? No.
This is true.
Oh,
this is true.
Jesus Christ. And that's why I bring that whole thing up. Like again, like you just said, facts are subjective, and that's like this whole preacher thing. Like facts are subjective. Like well, we don't know if it's true. You know, he just said that he took the plea deal because it would have got him short of time if the jury found him guilty.
Right.
Just like the guy who says it wasn't my gun. I just said it was my gun because I did less time.
Mm-hmm. So. This is true. That's why it's very hard for me personally to like even trust my daughters around anybody.
Yeah.
This is why I keep them when their mother doesn't have them. I got them, and we just operate that way because it's too many what ifs. I remember growing up, almost every girlfriend that I had been molested. You know, when you sit there and you talk and you have those conversations and everything, it will come up. It was almost like clockwork, yo. I'm like, you too? Damn. The fact that I could say you too is even weird enough. But it goes down a lot. It happens quite often. You
By
know.
like a cousin or an uncle.
Yeah, it's always someone that they know. Always someone that they know, someone that they either grew up with, someone that came over. You know, it's always somebody close to them, and you know that made me real sensitive to the subject from that time. And so, of course, as life would have it, I would have two daughters.
Yeah. Good job.
That's it. Not that the sons were off limits, especially as you can look around nowadays and see. You know, after all that Catholic Church stuff that came out, you know, they weren't touching the girls.
The boys.
It was the boys. So,
Come here, little chin now, O'Reilly. Sit on my lap. What? Damn.
I love your red hair and your freckles. Like, unbelievable, man.
I want to give you some of my uterus.
Oh man, you know we laughing, but man, shit is bad.
Some people got hurt.
Yeah, shit is bad. Really pre-ruin someone's life before it could even start.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard enough to get a start in life, but imagine when you start with all of that stuff going on already. It's going to add up. So I read that Trump signed a bill for veterans. Do you know anything about this?
I haven't actually read into the bill yet. Because I think he just signed it Saturday.
Yeah, I know it was recent.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to read into the bill yet. But it's supposed to be a really good bill for veterans, so hopefully that's true. I'll probably read into it this week. Like I said, oh my god. This is what happens when you stay up, you know, wake up at like 6 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning. Fucking Sunday. It's supposed to be a really good bill, but again, like nobody's covering it. Once again. I mean, but why would they? Why would they cover anything that he did?
Right.
You know, like, for example, bringing home 2 or 3 prisoners from different countries in the last 3 weeks.
Were any of them from Korea?
No, China and Egypt.
China and Egypt, huh?
Yeah. So, you know, but I mean, why would anybody really cover that? So, you know, they haven't really been covering anybody that he's done. So,
Nah, you gotta understand, he's gonna be public enemy number one, but he positioned himself right there. That's how he got elected. He got elected to buck the system. So
yeah.
I'm sure he doesn't care. The right people who need to know will put the stuff out there.
See, and
we'll put the information out.
And what I think was great was that yesterday, like, it just shows you who he's actually for. I mean, instead of sitting in a room with Hollywood celebrities and, you know, other elitists, he was in Pennsylvania with working class people. So yeah, I think that really shows you who he's working for.
Right.
Like other presidents who had been sitting in a room with Hollywood elitists and other Washington elitist people. So
what you mean? You mean like ones who go on vacations on boats with the owner of the Virgin Records and stuff like that?
Yes.
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
One who makes 1,000 appearances on David Letterman and Jimmy Kimmel and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to see my president on late night television over and over again. Exactly. It really makes me think like you're fucking around. Like there's nothing better to do.
President who was getting kickbacks for, you know, bailing out Wall Street. You mean that person?
Same president who's $65 million richer right now because of his deal with Penguin Books.
Yeah.
That's Obama. $65 million for his book.
Yeah.
Great.
And he's going to be
Great.
another $16 million richer after he finishes his Wall Street, little deals by doing his, his quote unquote, what is he calling this tour? It's it's gonna be his speaking tour, because he's gonna reach out to all those firms in Wall Street. He's gonna get paid his speaking fees.
Oh, okay. He's gonna turn into Bill Clinton.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bill Clinton, except instead of chicks, it's probably dudes. Instead of him chasing chicks, he's probably chasing dudes around, man. I wouldn't put it past him. There's something off with that one.
No, yeah, definitely. But like I said,
I never seen a president cry so much. He cried on Inauguration Day. I remember that. Now, his grandmother just died, so I gave him a pass on that. But then when Sandy Hook comes on, I don't need you up there crying. Okay? If you're going to lead the nation, then go ahead and lead the nation. Say some strong shit. We need some strength right now. We don't need to huddle together and just weep. You know what I mean?
Be a man.
Yeah. Yeah, like, come on. Like, all right, listen. Not now. Not now. Like, no, but his handlers didn't tell him nothing. Like, no, not now. Not now. Don't do that right now. They need strength. We need strength. Strength. I said strength.
Michelle was beating him, be like, I fucking goddamn man.
I never saw her cry.
No.
Not once.
Oh, mostly because she was a cold-hearted bitch. But I mean, if we're gonna be real,
misogyny. Saying that word again.
I am a cold-hearted woman.
I don't know, man.
But I mean, like, realistically, I mean, like, he's getting his kickbacks now from freaking, from Wall Street. He's got to fucking, he's gonna, he fucking helped them out. Now it's time for them to give him that money back. I told people, I'm like, you think he's not for fucking corporate America? I'm like, you're crazy. I was like, watch what happened. I was like, why do you think he gives Wall Street bailouts? You think Wall Street needs bailouts?
Listen, Wall Street controls so much that to say they don't have, or to try to have an election or a government without some of their influence, that's just impossible. It's not happening. The amount of money that they have and the amount of money that they spend, they're going to be involved with stuff.
Exactly.
They're going to be involved with stuff. So, like, anybody who's saying that is a lie. Well, I mean, Trump could get some of that off because he is a billionaire. He doesn't need the money right now or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you're running the mill politician who gets up there and if they're just railing against Wall Street, railing against corporate interests, they're lying. That's a lie. Because you know that Wall Street's involved with that. You're not going to get past it. They don't have enough money to run their campaign on their own.
Exactly. I mean, I was just reading something today that was talking about Schumer, and it was talking about like Schumer's biggest like campaign contributors. His top 10 biggest campaign contributors all come from Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
But yet when he's up there talking, he's always talking down Wall Street.
Right.
But I'm like, for a fact that when it comes to everything he's signing, every bill he's signing, everything is all about Wall Street. Realistically, all in his mind, everything is like, it benefits Wall Street, it benefits Wall Street, it benefits Wall Street, it benefits corporate America.
Right.
Because those are the people who fund his campaigns. And those are the people who he needs to look out for in the end.
Right.
Just like Hillary Clinton, just like fucking Barack Obama. Those are the people who funded their campaigns. Those are the people who they're realistically gonna look out for. Not fucking the people in the South. Not these freaking poor people.
Right.
not Black America, not Asian America, not fucking gay America, not
Right.
anybody else. Because at the end of the day, these are the people funding their campaigns.
Right. And it's quid pro quo.
Exactly. This for
So,
that.
yes.
This for that. And people don't realize it. Like, people really think that a lot of these politicians have them in mind when they don't, because you're not funding their campaigns. They're not about you.
Right.
Like, and that's why I like people who have money who run in politics, is because they don't owe anybody favors at the end of the day. And they can do
Right.
whatever they want. So,
Right.
because they don't owe anybody favors. It's not about fucking, Goldman Sachs. It's not about George Soros. It's not about, Lehman Brothers or freaking the Koch brothers or, Pepsi or any of these other fucking people at the end of the day, because they don't owe any of them money.
Right.
So you
Right.
can have a person like Donald Trump running, or freaking, what's this other guy's? Bloomberg, like in New York,
Right.
who can just sit there and be like, you know what? This is what I'm doing. This is my agenda. Because I don't owe
Right.
anybody favors.
Hmm. Simple as that.
Yep. And,
Simple as that.
look at some of the best times in New York City had, were under the Bloomberg years. Because we didn't owe anybody money. He didn't owe anybody. So he didn't have to
Right.
worry about the laws he was passing.
Right. And there was also a much better relationship with the police, the fire department, and the transit system.
Yeah.
And the transit system over there. Now it's, man, they. I wouldn't be surprised if a cop went rogue and just took out De Blasio. Like,
Oh my God.
I would. When you get to the point where your own police department is turning it back on you when you go into the room,
Yeah.
that's there's something wrong going
The guy who believes there's 33 genders. Like, apparently this guy didn't take a science class.
there. That just scrambled my brain right
That
there.
guy's an
Sunny
idiot.
side up.
Like a guy who's like, there's 33 genders and every city facility will have gender neutral bathrooms. Yeah, because you're not asking for a lawsuit, you idiot.
Mm,
You fucking moron. Like, I can understand you want to be all inclusive, but like, taking away bathrooms that are specifically for men and women, like, you are stupid, because you're just asking for a lawsuit at this point.
yep.
Because let some grown ass man walk in the bathroom with my daughter's in there.
No, it's a wrap.
I will show you.
I would
all
pick him up. I
inclusive.
would run through 4 walls with him, yo.
Straight off some Marvel DC bullshit, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, Juggernaut style. Like, just 4 walls.
it's like
You get 4 walls, yo.
fucking De Blasio. I mean, like that guy has to be about the dumbest person I've ever heard speak. No,
If I owned
there's
a, if I
33
owned,
genders. Like, really? You explain these genders to me, because I really don't get them. Oh, that's because you're a cis male. No. I'm a male. I'm a straight male. I don't know what cis is. I'm straight.
what the hell is a cis male? I've
Exactly.
never even heard this term. This is weird. I
This
guess
is
I
this
got
is
something
where
to read.
cis is one of those 33 genders. Because apparently straight's not a gender anymore. It's cis. Like non-binary is a gender now, and like,
The first time I heard this non-binary stuff was when I was watching Shameless. Shameless is one of my favorite shows, and the brother
yeah,
Ian
when
is
he's
dating
dating
that girl that's a guy, or yeah,
yes,
it's a guy. She's really a guy. No, it's a
a
girl
girl who
who
thinks
dresses
she's,
up like a guy.
yeah, she's
Right.
trans. Yeah, she
Right,
did
and they were all
surgery.
sitting around a turn. They were all sitting at a table once, and one said to the other, "So, what's your pronoun?" And I think we spoke about this, but we was talking about the pronouns before.
Huh.
And he said your name was going to be Attack Helicopter.
Attack helicopter is my pronoun.
Yeah, you just put anything down there. Even if you have to refer to me as that. So you're offended.
Oh, you're not. You're not saying my pronoun right. It's attack helicopter. I'm
Attack helicopter.
offended right now. God. You're just helophobe. You're a helophobe.
It's so many new words. I can't keep up.
Oh my god.
Like, if you say that to me, I don't know if that's good or bad. I look at you like, helophobe.
Helophobe?
My mind will try to find a way around it. I'll be like, is that like Halo? Like I'm scared of Halo, the game? I don't.
I'm confused.
Helophobe.
See, because this
I'm
is
like,
this
then
is
I'll try to get real. I'll try to get real smart, like Helios. That was the Greek guy from something on the sun, right? And like, I'm really trying to figure out the root word.
really trying to figure that shit out. Like,
End up at the end of it, I'm totally off. I have no idea what they're talking
I'm
about.
confused. But see, this is what gets on my nerves. You know, you got a group of people, right, who don't want labels, who don't want to be labeled, but then
Right.
turn around and label themselves with ridiculous fucking pronouns, with ridiculous fucking genders, to then get mad if you don't call them by their correct label.
That's true.
Like I thought the whole transgender movement was not to be labeled, was
They
to
turn
see
around and
them,
label themselves.
to see them as either a man or a woman. Now you want to be seen as a man or a woman because you didn't want to be labeled, but now you labeled yourself out of 33 genders, and now get mad that if I don't correctly identify you as a label. I'm really
Madness.
confused now. But see, this is
Madness.
the thing, though. It's these new transgenders. It's not like the old transgenders. It's like the new transgenders. These fucking kids who want to be part of something because mommy and daddy always told them that they were special and they need to be a part of something special. And and that's who it is. It's not like old transgenders. Like I said, like my transgender friend that I work with who didn't do the whole thing until like the mid-20s or late 20s. Like he doesn't even get it. He was like, that's just ridiculous. Like I don't even do that shit. Like old transgender people don't do that. Like it's these new trannies who are fucking just like, oh, I'm 6'9" gender and all this crap. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
That is true.
It just doesn't make any sense anymore. It's
They
like
fought not to be labeled, only to label themselves.
only for these new transgender kids to label themselves.
Wow.
I bet you all these old trannies who are fighting never to be labeled are like
Yeah.
rolling around in their graves because you have these idiot kids
Just fighting to label themselves.
fighting to label themselves. It's like,
Call me this.
I'm a non-binary asexual who's gender fluid
Gender fluid.
on a weekly basis. You get that right, okay? That just means every other week I'm a different sex. And some weeks I just like to have sex with myself. Get that right.
Get it right.
Jesus.
Don't fuck it up.
God, you cis males have so much privilege, you don't even know what you're talking about. Jeez. God. This is just too much for you to comprehend.
Well done. Well done, Afghan.
Fuck.
Well done.
I'm tired of these fucking kids, bro. Like, grow up in your life. Wait till you have to pay bills.
Yeah. Just grow up. Grow up, be whatever you want, but just grow up first. At least grow up first, and then do whatever you want.
Because when you grow up, you're going to notice that you don't have time to worry about your pronoun.
Exactly. Exactly.
What am I again this week? I don't know.
I don't know.
I got bills to
Check
pay.
my calendar. My phone's dead. Like, what are you gonna
Oh,
do?
shit. My phone doesn't work. I forgot to pay the bill. My phone company doesn't care what I am.
It doesn't give a fuck. My landlord don't give a fuck about my pronoun.
Sir, I'm a non. I don't care. The rent's due.
I don't give a fuck. Whatever you are, you owe. Whatever the fuck you are, you owe.
You
Pay
owe
up.
me, motherfucker.
You're old.
Pay up, motherfucker.
Like you could be a one-eyed alien. You're old. Give it to me.
You know what you are this week? What? Late.
One late motherfucker.
Where's my motherfucking rent? You know what you about to be? What? Evicted.
That's your new. How's that for a pronoun?
How's that for your new pronoun, motherfucker? You evicted.
Evicted. You're done.
Is that enough? Is that enough non-binary gender fluid for you? You evicted fluid soon.
Yes.
Real world don't got time for your motherfucking gender fluidness.
For real. That's it. That's it. Let life problems start to weigh you down. You have a whole lot less of this shit going on.
Exactly.
No time for all of that stuff, yo.
That's what I'm saying. You just give it some time, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
This whole ideology you got about what your sex is ain't gonna matter soon enough.
True indeed.
It's like gonna bite you in the ass.
That is a fact.
But you know what? We're gonna call that a show today.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Pretty good today, Chris.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
That's a whole lot of stuff. Man.
Pew pew. Gender fluid. Yay.
Gender fluid. Pronouns.
Pronouns, motherfucker. Attack.
Pronouns.
You're gonna call me my attack helicopter pronoun.
My new name is cell phone case.
Only cell phone case.
Speaker cushion.
Just call me
fridge
Moser.
door. Fridge door. Something weird.
My pronoun is crushed ice.
Crushed ice.
Okay.
Oh man. Well, everyone, thanks for joining us. We definitely appreciate you.
Yes, guys. Thanks for all the love and support. You know, everybody who subscribes, everybody who just comes through and listens. You know, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. You know, if you listen to us, just please subscribe. Helps us get to our goal of, you know, creating our own URL. So if you're listening to us and not subscribed, please subscribe. If you like our content, you know, like us, subscribe.
If you dislike the content, dislike us.
Yeah, if you don't like us,
make your voice heard, because we all about that freedom of speech. So,
yes.
Good. If you disagree with something we say, put it in the comment section.
Yeah,
that's
put it in
fine.
the comments, and
we invite discussion, so that's cool.
We'll have a nice discussion in the comments box.
Yes. Yes. And if you could argue your point well enough, we'll have you on the show.
Yeah. Look at that.
No
Friendly debate.
Yeah, we have no problem with people to disagree. Definitely stay.
Follow us on Twitter. Names in the box below. Again, sorry we haven't got a Facebook up yet, but my computer had an issue last week. That's why we didn't have a show. It was in the shop, but I just got it back, so Facebook should be up this week. We'll have that link up in the box below, if not this week, then next week. But again, please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. And guard your freedom.
Guard your freedom.
Guard your motherfucking freedom.
Good night.
Good night.
More raw, the sort of house meat that's still warm. My rare form caused a major retreat from World War. What's more, beast mode is red dawn. Brandish firearm, metal in my palm. Almost if I had a Midas palm, even by myself. What you face is Leonidas, arm me against the world. For the struggle not to fly upon dirt, new ways to contain this rage. Every day, self-control, but it takes its toll. Explode, take it all like your chin in my load. Bringing down foes 100 up and I ain't reload. My suggestion is to bundle up, I'm bringing the cold. The shell of those who throw your body, take a loss at the goal. I'm not a person, I'm a force and a current of presence. The effervescent essence elevates into heaven. Greatness awaits us, we are definitely destined. Make a diamond out of motherfucker after we press him.